This is the Khoodeela television channel being broadcast on the internet under the banner of BabyAngelGeronimo Manifesto Editions. This is being broadcast on behalf of the baby kittens, the princess kittens, the three kittens ones. One is the black and white one is the gray one, and one is the Shurilu kitten, which is the this is serial number 59. This is serial number 59 on the internet. And this is Saturday, the 7th September 2024. This is part of the campaigning broadcast that I'm having to do to chronicle on a daily basis as regularly, as frequently as I can do, given the circumstances of various issues to do with technology and the logistical issues and challenges. I'm sitting somewhere in the Prince Regent Lane, which is not far from the exaggerated name, Newham University Hospital. And almost at the bus stop called Newham University Hospital, going south on the eastern side of the Prince Regent Lane. I'm here at this time because this is approximately the time when these three baby kittens would arrive from wherever they exist during the day, the 24 hours preceding, to be served their gourmet kitten food. And for 5 weeks or so, I have been prevented from providing that food for them, the baby ones. And the prevention has come from the criminals that control this wrongly named Joy Foundation based at 83 to 87 Prince Regent Lane, London, E13 8RP. A variety of what can be called witches and their male versions operate to control this operation, and it is funded mainly by the corrupt local council, the Newham Council, under the pretext of providing temporary shelter, temporary housing for vulnerable people. That is the expression they use, vulnerable people. In my knowledge, gained over the last 20 months of existence at the place, I think a significant number of those individuals that temporary housing and are called vulnerable, they are neither vulnerable nor really eligible in ethical context. Many of them are parasites based their livelihood and their actual existence very much linked with their abuse of drugs and similar other abuses. And they're socially completely, absolutely detached from the concept of society. And these criminals are very negligent and very uncaring. And the pledges are supposed to be all based on the concept of care for the adults that is supposedly cares for. And all those pledges are absolutely ethically constructed and written. that the staff in the adult social care would pay attention to the adult being allegedly cared with respect and dignity, and what they have to say would take priority, and they would not be insulted and ignored or neglected. All of these are ignored and neglected by the corrupt council, and the new council's existing so-called elected executive mayor, a woman called Ruxana Fiaz. They're described as the child of a Pakistani bus driver. This criminal, Ruxana Fiaz, is overhyped like Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, a son of a Pakistani bus driver. And the other Pakistani bus driver's child, stupid Javid, was a home secretary in the conservative regime. And that moron actually did the historical thing of robbing a British-born child of Bangladeshi parents, born in Britain, of her British by birth. So the news this week, and news weekend, actually, the main headed by the actual commentary, dominated by the three events. One is the report published officially on Wednesday of the week gone, and not accompanying the recommendations, but the actual contents of the report based on the evidence. And then there is the question of these mass murders that are being, that concept, the idea of mass murders not being mentioned in any of the report, any of the witness evidence. And one man, one of the victims or one of the bereaved persons, a male, who is described as having lost 6 members of his family in the fire, in the massacring fire, described correctly, described the actual inquiry as a joke. And Stephen Glover, a far-right commentator and racist and anti-Muslim moron of the Daily Mail group, said that the inquiry actually delayed the prosecution of the criminals that should have been prosecuted 7 years ago. Because the massacre of the Grenfell 72 took place on the 14th of June 2017. I watched all night on live television streams, the massacring fire that was burning all night. Felt like all night. It may not have done all night, but it did feel like all night. And what was noticeable was that the tower building, which architecturally is very independent of other structures, hundreds of yards free, the clear from the tower and the other buildings, which means logistically and technically, military helicopters and military aircraft could have been scrambled, carrying any quantities of water needed to put out the fire, which they could have done. But the decision was made at the highest level of the UK government not to do that, which means that the massacre was deliberately allowed to happen. Whatever the actual intention behind the fire or the intention behind allowing the fire. It became a decision by the time the 72 had been perished, had been crushed and destroyed. The government must have made a decision, and the media colluded, and colluded, ministers colluded. Everyone that was able to spread the word, the news about what was happening at the level of the UK government while the fire was burning and the massacre was underway, they hid the fact that these people were massacred because among the were Muslim people, Arab people, Pakistani people, including Bangladeshis. And so therefore a decision was made for the massacre to happen. Now this is something that Stephen Glover has not mentioned, nor has the Times, which has got the editorial. On the 5th of September 2024, today is 7th, so 5th would have been Thursday, wouldn't it? The 5th of September, the first editorial on the Times is headed Making Inquiries. So therefore that was omitted. What we shall be doing will be updating on all of these because there is a connection, summing up all of these to the facts of what they did to BabyAngelGeronimo. This is now 21:03 BST, British Standard Time, 20:03 GMT, and I'm ending this at just under 12 minutes.